Man, that's a good cappuccino frappa mocha cacciamino. Hey, excuse me, what are you doing? What's the matter with you people? What do you think I'm sitting here doing this?
A few moments later.
Okay, make a donation. Donations right here. Thank you very much. Anybody want to? Thank you very much, young lady. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Donations. Bring your donations right over here, ladies and gentlemen. Right over here.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the show. Man, I sure hope you had a nice Christmas and looking forward to a very, very good new year. It's Messenger reporter Greg Ritchie here, and I had a wonderful Christmas, and I got a lot of little notes and cards and stuff from many of you. Thank you. God bless you. And, hey, I love you too. And joining us post-Christmas, Miss Kendall Hickson.
Good morning.
I see you brought a Santa hat too. Isn't that funny how we
Yes,
just sort of just knew? So, Christmas, you have a nice Christmas?
Oh yes, it was amazing. Amazing.
You know, I don't know what my favorite part of Christmas is. I'd have to kind of think about that. I do like giving gifts. Mm-hmm. And I love giving gifts that people go, I love this. I never would have expected that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not just the here, wife, perfume, but, you know, something kind of creative. I hate getting gifts.
Really?
I hate it. And I mean, I don't hate it. I'm always so grateful, but I just feel weird, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
That's fair.
Right, a little bit. You know. What about you? What's your favorite part?
I love getting gifts.
Hint, hint to the audience.
So, I love getting gifts, but I agree with you 100%. Like, giving gifts is also so much fun because I got so many of my family members the most random things that I heard them talk about throughout the year.
Right.
Like Taylor, I got her a tortilla blanket.
Right. Wait a minute. Is it like a normal blanket with pictures of tortillas, or is it an actual massive flour tortilla that she warms on the stove and then?
It's a blanket that looks like a tortilla. She had talked about it like a couple months ago. She was like, man, I went to somebody's house and they had a tortilla blanket and it was the softest, most best thing ever.
I love that.
And so I gave her that and her face was indescribable.
Why do I want a tortilla blanket now? That's amazing. Well, I mean, of course, you know, so some people argue that it's gotten too commercialized. Now it's all about, you know, Santa and presents and decorations. And there's probably some truth to that.
Yep.
I think. Obviously, it's the birth of Jesus Christ.
But Christmas is what you make it. So if you make it commercialized, it is going to be like that.
Well, I think you're right, actually. I actually agree with you. One of the things that I enjoy about Christmas is that it's, you know, just about everybody celebrates it. Even people who aren't that religious.
Yeah.
They still give gifts. Everything's kind of closed down. I like that. I like just the world kind of stops for a day. We all kind of get together with family or remembering family or whatever. It can be a sad day for a lot of people. A lot of people have lost people.
Yeah.
And the holidays, you go, you know, it was this time last year, Uncle Bert was whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel for those people as well. I would have to say Christmas Day is my religious kind of day.
Yeah.
And many of you saw here on Facebook, we put Pastor Reggie Gregory reading from Scripture. From the nativity scene. He had such a nice message. But Christmas Eve for me, I want cake and candy. I want presents. I want Christmas carols. I want lights.
Yes.
I don't know. That might
the whole shebang.
Kind of, sort of, isn't it? Do you remember? Did you ever have a Christmas where you go, the best Christmas of my life was I was 12 years old or something?
I would say probably my favorite Christmas is when we got my yellow lab. That was my favorite Christmas. It was Santa Claus brought our yellow lab, and his name was Bo. And this was a long time ago, obviously. And I just remember getting a knock on the door, and there's in this big, beautiful box was our little puppy, and he was so sweet. It was so awesome.
Yeah. And some of those, you'll be 90 and still
Yep.
think back to that. And the cool part is, one of these days you'll have a family of your own and kids or grandkids or whatever, great grandkids. I hope you live that long. Mazel tov. And you'll think back to that and go, I want to give them a Bo moment
Yep.
this Christmas. And that to me is the fun part. I remember one of my favorite Christmases. My dad had gotten laid off. It was kind of tough times. This is 20 years before you were probably even born, but and so it was kind of a lean Christmas.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have a big ham or a turkey or anything. We'd planned to do turkey that year, but we kind of just had, just some simple foods. And I got to thinking about it later, and I thought, we don't need a turkey.
Yeah.
We just had quiet time with the family. We were happy. We were healthy. And, there's so many things that God had given us.
Yes.
Who needs a big fancy turkey? And so I remember that night before I fell asleep, I went into my parents' room just to kind of say, hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
And I opened the door, and when I think about it now, it's kind of traumatizing. They were gnawing on a turkey that they had hidden from us kids so they wouldn't have to share it with us. Because it's obviously a joke. Stop it.
It's gonna be like, oh my gosh, no way.
Mom and Dad just get out of here. What are you looking at? Hey, listen, coming up on the show today, we have Chief Deputy Ryan Martin from the Houston County Sheriff's Office and old friend of the podcast here and of the show. And we hope to have a really nice conversation with him about how the job is going, a lot of personnel issues, good and bad, that the department's had to deal with, because anytime you deal with people, you're going to have a little good and a little bad. And we've got some other surprises and stuff coming up for you. And so let's get those reports started now. And thank you very much for being with us.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Houston County, Texas is a lot of things. It's our amazing cities and towns, Davy Crockett National Forest, and our fields and streams. It's cattle and lumber, manufacturing and tech support. It's national brands and mom and pops. It's our churches and it's our schools. For many of us, Houston County is home. Come visit us and see for yourself what makes this place special. Houston County, first in Texas history, first in our heart.
At Darling Ingredients, we're more than a company. We're a driving force in transforming materials that others often view as waste into valuable products that feed animals, fertilize crops to fuel trucks and planes, and nourish people across the globe. From sustainable solutions that reduce food waste to innovative materials that shape industries, our work makes a meaningful impact in supporting daily life and demonstrates that sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. From right here in Houston County to more than 15 countries around the world, Darling Ingredients, exactly as nature intended.
Well, folks, it's our holiday podcast, and joining us this week is Chief Deputy Ryan Martin from the Houston County Sheriff's Office. Chief Deputy, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
It feels so strange calling you Ryan,
Well,
because I think the whole time I've known you, I've always called you Chief, either Chief of Police or Chief Deputy.
Ryan's just
We'll stick
fine.
to that. We'll
That's
stick to official
just
titles.
fine.
My official title is Hey You.
Yeah, hey, that's fine.
Well, we wanted to visit with you a little. We talked to the sheriff a while back, and of course, we've been covering you, I guess, 4 years when you first started the Latexo Police Department now, isn't it?
yeah.
That seems like a long time ago.
I know it does. It does.
Now, I know, of course, you came up here and then you went off to Lufkin for a bit, and I know there was SWAT, sniper, hostage. You nabbed the guy that sold Saddam Hussein his falafel. I mean,
I don't know about that.
a lot of war stories.
But yeah,
Tell
no.
us about your background, though, because it's pretty interesting. You've done a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Well, I started here actually in 2003 at the sheriff's office, and I worked here up until 2020. You know, I ran for sheriff in 2019. Sheriff Bobbitt, I'd always worked for him. He was getting ready to retire, and he actually, you know, he encouraged me to run and endorsed me and everything. And it was a good learning experience for me. You know, it didn't work out. I didn't win. And so I ended up going to Angelina County, and not because of anything with my opponent. You know, me and Randy were, you know, we're still friends. We're fine. I'm sure I could have stayed, but I kind of looked at it as an opportunity to, number one, make a little bit more money, because it's expensive to run for office, and I wanted to kind of recoup some of that, you know.
Right.
And a little bit bigger agency, I would get to do some more stuff. So I went over there as an investigator, and I was on the SRT team there. I was a sniper. I went to SWAT school and sniper school and all that. So I got to do some cool stuff over there. Worked a lot of big cases. It's a lot faster paced there than it is here. You know, there's a lot more that goes on. And
I would imagine the bigger the agency, the more sort of specialized type of work. You have more personnel.
Sure. Like, so here, you know, we have 3 investigators, and these guys kind of work everything. Over there, we had 8, I think, at the time. And so you had guys that specialized in, you know, major crimes, homicide, stuff like that.
And Joe's the fraud guy.
And then
whatever.
you have financial crimes guys and crimes against children. You know, you have people that kind of specialize in it, and you work a little bit of everything, but you still have kind of your area of expertise. So I got to do some cool stuff over there, and it was a great experience for me too.
Well, and I know your experience at the school has really, and Sheriff Benj's experience at the schools has really changed the way the department kind of handles that. I know there's a lot more sort of drive-by check-ins, walkthroughs.
So I didn't realize until I went to work over there at the school, that was a really good experience for me too, because I didn't realize all the things that the state requires of the school administration and the school police departments as far as safety and security. You know, obviously it's important, but I mean, just things about the campus, like the locked doors, the fencing, and the state is really strict on all this stuff. And then the training that the teachers have to go through, and since Uvalde, you know, now law enforcement, which it's a good thing, but the training that we have to go through, and just the staff and the kids through the drills, you know, the safety and security stuff, man, it's a lot. And I had no idea until I got there.
Well, I'll tell you, you did a pretty good job, and I'll tell you how I know that. The first time a weird bell went off that I'd never heard before, and I looked, and all the kids immediately got up, made sure the door was closed, they have a special lock, and they all got in the closets, and I said, what's going on? Everybody knew what to do in the room.
Yeah,
and I thought, well, that's pretty good. I mean, within 30 seconds, that room was clear. I thought, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it. They do, and they learn that through repetition with the drills and the training and all that. And all the schools, you know, they're required to do that stuff. So
sad statement on the world we live in.
It's sad that they have to do it. It's sad that you even have to think about it, you know, but in this day and time, that's just the world we live in now, you know.
So, with all this experience in law enforcement, now you're doing a job that may have been what the young Ryan Martin said, that's the one job I'll never want to do. I don't want to do with personnel and you know the sort of behind the scenes. But you know, Sheriff Benj won the Republican primary. There was no Democrat in the race, so basically y'all had 9 months.
We did. We had a lot of time.
Must have been, I don't know why, but that always seemed to be the longest 9 months.
You know, it was. In a way, it was. We were talking a lot, you know, like daily, several times a day, kind of making plans and stuff. And it
I'm
helped
sure people
us.
were coming up, going, you guys should do this or that. Or,
Oh, yeah. And it helped. I mean, it helped us to have that time to plan. But we were both ready to get in there and get started. So, you know, it seemed like it drug out forever until about that last couple months, and then it was like it kind of started hitting home. It was like, man, we're it's about
January 1,
we're real, yeah. And then you know, on January 1, I mean, it was a long, hectic day. You know, we had to swear everybody in and all the meetings, staff meetings and stuff. And man, at the end of the day, everything kind of slowed down. And it's just like, God, we're here now. Now what?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
now
Of
what?
course. Well, you didn't get all dressed up for nothing.
No,
right?
that's right. That's right.
So I know one of your big jobs is you correct me, but I mean, I think you're kind of the day-to-day kind of captain in command of the battalion kind of.
Yeah. So, you know, I do a lot of different stuff. I do most of the like purchasing, which I didn't realize there was that much. We buy a lot of stuff, you know, everything from vehicles to office supplies and
Even for the jail.
yeah, well, now the jail administrator buys most of that
Okay,
stuff, but
okay.
I'm in constant contact with him about, you know, we have it's a 15-year-old building now, so we have things that break and you know, jail repairs and stuff like that, and you have to find the money for it. So we're constantly like, if we're not working on the budget, we're trying to stretch that budget, you know. So it's administrative stuff, a lot of it, and I do oversee the day-to-day, which a lot of that was good for me on the administrative end because I learned that at the school, you know, as far as, you know.
Right, being the police chief.
Yeah,
you had
so I
officer,
kind
right,
of got
yeah.
my feet wet with that, and you know, county government, this sheriff's office. I mean, I grew up here. You know, it's nothing new for me other than the administrative role. As far as the day to day, go out and go to work. You know, I miss it some days. You know,
Well, I was going to
getting out of
ask, do you miss the
yeah, I
Martin?
do.
We need you on County Road. You know.
Yeah, but I still go. You know, I go to some stuff. If it's something major, I always try to go. And I mean, if it happens to be a day where I just don't have much going on, and the guys get a call or something, or they call for a check by on a traffic stop, I'll shoot
Right.
out there and get out of the office for a little bit.
And
you
they'll
know,
hear that.
so-
Oh, here comes the boss.
yeah. It's a little bit different, but I'm really enjoying it. I look at it like I'm still learning. I'm kind of learning my profession, just really every aspect of it from the ground up. You know?
Well, I've said this before, and I told Sheriff Benz when he came. I'll tell you as well. I know I am, and I think people listening to this or watching are really grateful for how sort of transparent y'all really have been.
yeah,
And it's funny because the transparency isn't, you know, oh, look at this new thing we did that everybody loves.
yeah,
It's when you find out a deputy has done something bad. It's
Yeah.
when some crazy guy shows up and shoots at the and even just the way y'all handled this most recent incident. I know that's never easy.
no, it's not. It's not.
Boy, we sure do appreciate it. Just
Well-
knowing what's going on, what's really going on.
Yeah, and that I feel like that's probably one of the most important things we can do. If you look nationwide, some areas there's this distrust maybe of law enforcement because they don't tell them, and me and the sheriff are both a lot alike in the way that, you know, if you want to know something, just ask us. If we can tell you, we'll tell you, and if we can't tell you, we'll tell you we can't say right now, and. With me, more so than him, at the same time, I'm I guess both ends of that spectrum. If you don't really want to know the truth, don't ask me. You know,
Hey, you asked, right?
yeah, kind of like that. But you know, I've always been that way. I think it's important to just shoot people straight, and I expect people to do the same with me. And
People are smart. They can
yeah,
take it.
yeah,
they get it.
figure it out. But yeah, I think that's one of the most important things we do on a day-to-day basis to maintain that public trust is to just tell people what's going on.
Well, last couple questions. In charge of personnel, I know we just signed in a new deputy.
Yeah.
And I know there's a program, and I know there's I'd be lying if I said I really understand it, but something to do with sending cadets and just
Sure.
training,
yeah.
or how does that work?
Yeah, and it's actually something that Sheriff Hargrove started under his administration. He started it, and it was really, you know, him and the commissioners, and it's been a great thing for us. And what we've found is if we promote from within, those people, number one, tend to do a better job for us, but they tend to stick around longer. They're already here and they're kind of invested in the county. So we've just continued that on, and basically what it is, we'll open up the cadet program to jailers and dispatchers, and if one of them wants to go through the police academy, then they can basically turn in a letter of interest, and we hold an interview board, and we'll select applicants from that applicant pool, and then the county will pay for them to go to the police academy, and in return it's a 2 or 3 year contract, depending on whether they pay or we pay for the academy, that they stay with us after they get out. So Alex Long, he's the one we just swore in. He went through the cadet program. We have several other deputies that went under, a couple under ours and a couple under Sheriff Hargrove when he was here, and we have 2 more, Jonathan Strong and then Jailer Lightfoot and Spencer Lightfoot. They'll both start the academy in February, and then we hope the next year to be able to send another 1 or 2 to the academy.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that law enforcement officers, good ones, trained ones especially, are being stolen away.
They are.
Just like good teachers or good coaches or anything else. And so you have to sort of constantly.
They are, and that's something that we struggle with here. And just to give you an example, when I left here, I had worked here for 18 years when I left and went to Angelina County. And I walked in over there making around 10 or 12,000 a year more than I made here after 18 years just starting out. And now their pay scales even went up from there,
Well, because somebody's poaching their people too from bigger cities.
Yeah.
And
so, but we did get, the commissioners have been very gracious. We got a good raise this year. They'll probably get tired of hearing from us, I'm sure, because we're going to push for more next year. But, it's, to me, it's like you get what you pay for, and if you want to really attract the best and the best and the brightest, so to speak, and keep them, you've got to pay for them, because if you don't pay for them, they're going to go on down the road to somebody that will.
And I love the idea of promoting within, especially people from around here that, know the area and just want to stay home and
that's
aren't
what
mercenaries.
we want. We want local. What I'd love to see is a local hometown kid. Alex Long's a good example of that. He's from here. His family's here. I don't feel like he's going to leave. I think he'll stay with us. He knows a lot of people. A lot of people know him. And, coming out of the academy, he doesn't have any bad habits that we have to train him out of, like you may get hiring somebody that's worked at another agency. We just have to train him to do things the way that we want things done and the way we want our citizens treated, basically.
Right. Well, last couple questions. Is it my I get the arrest reports every day. I look at them every day. It seems like Is the massive drug trade? Have they given the 19, the 287 a skip for a while? I haven't seen a big,
Yeah. No, we're always working, on drug stuff. We utilize other agencies a lot.
Sure.
Sometimes the DEA, DPS, narcotics, stuff like that. So there's always some stuff working. It seems like here lately, we've been, I guess, maybe blessed with our thefts and burglaries and stuff, which shows that those all center around drugs. They're happening, but they're on a much smaller scale than when I was here last time. Yeah. I think a lot of that is just our coverage. Like we don't let our deputies hang out at the office. We want them out on the road. We want them working. And, we've got 24-hour coverage now. For a long time, we didn't, when I was here last time.
And criminals are pretty clever. They figure that out.
Yeah. And, we do performance evaluations. That's something that wasn't done in the past. They turn in daily activity logs, and the captain, Captain Cato, he's watching it. And if somebody only has one traffic stop and one building check for a week, he's kind of like, hey man, what are we doing here? So I think just being proactive has helped a lot.
Well, I want to offer my services in the fight against drugs. I could be an undercover agent.
Yeah, sure.
I could roll in. I already look kind of like a Bond villain anyway. Yeah. I could have a couple marbles and, where's the goods? Tell me about you. Tell me about Christmas. What's your favorite Christmas food? Let's start with that.
My favorite Christmas food. Well, I like pretty much any food. I'm a pretty big turkey and dressing fan. That's more of a Thanksgiving food.
Meat and taters kind of guy.
Yeah. I think this Christmas at our house we're gonna keep it kind of simple. I think we're probably gonna maybe have brisket, something like that. Not the traditional holiday stuff. We don't like to cook that much. And now
Right.
now that my mom's gone, when she was still living, we always had big Thanksgiving and Christmas, dinners
here.
at her house. But we got together at my brother's house last weekend. Just our family, my sisters and my brother, and we had a good time. But for our Christmas, just my little family at the house, we're going to keep it pretty low key.
I think
Yeah,
at some point grandmas and moms looked down and they said, I've been cooking for 4 hours.
Yeah.
They cleaned their plates in 5 minutes and they
Yeah.
scattered.
That's right.
It's not
That's
worth it,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, any crazy Christmas traditions or anything y'all like to do? I know you're a big outdoorsman and you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably try to hunt a little bit. I'm sure I've already been hunting a lot. Deer season's not quite over yet, so I'm sure I'll squeak a few more hunts in.
I saw you with an antelope, didn't I? Was that an
Yeah,
antelope?
well, yeah. So I've been pretty fortunate this year. We went to Dalhart on a pronghorn antelope hunt. Me and Zach and a couple other friends, and I killed a pronghorn up there. And then I had an opportunity back in November to go to the King Ranch, and I killed a nilgai down there.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's not
they're
bad at
they're
all.
cool animals. Yeah, that was a fun hunt. And I've shot a deer here, and then I killed another doe out in Hamilton.
you a big
got
trophy
lease
guy?
out there. I haven't really killed any big deer this year. I've seen,
I mean, if
I've
anything,
seen
are
some
you
on
a-
camera. I've got some pretty nice deer at the house, but the older I get, I'm not really a big trophy hunter. I just like to be in the woods, kind of the peace and quiet. And
Back to your innocence.
yeah, and I bow hunt more than anything, and I like to go. I hang out with my friends. I've got some good friends that I hunt with, and we have a
Simple,
lot of
very
fun.
Simple.
Yeah,
Hours,
yeah.
just-
I don't have to kill anything
Everything
anymore,
off.
really, to have a good time. I just like to get away.
Last question, and you don't have to answer this because I got this from a secret source.
Oh,
So,
no. Here we
a
go.
crazy Colorado woman speeds through town,
Yeah.
right through Loveladies at
Yeah.
school letting out time.
Yeah.
And I heard from somebody that she got out of the car ranting and raving and saying, "Leave me alone, you can't do this to me, I'm your mama."
She did. That's true.
And what did you say?
True.
Mama, you're under arrest. Is that true?
Got to go to jail today. Yeah, but no, that's true. I'm not sure what her deal was. She didn't have any warrants. There was no drugs in the car or anything.
I think I heard they still don't really know kind of what.
No, I think
happens,
really,
so.
I think really, it's going to probably be a mental health issue, which is another thing we deal with on a daily basis. And resources for that, unfortunately, and really in all of East Texas are very limited. But I think that's what it's going to be.
I just like, well, Mama, you're going to jail.
Yeah,
I thought that
Yeah.
get it on a T-shirt.
Yeah, but she did. She said, "Why are you doing this to me? I'm your mother." So I don't know.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you and your
Yeah,
family and everybody
yeah,
back
you
to
too.
Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do? Can people bring by a tray of cookies or anything for the dispatchers?
People, people bring snacks all the time. I mean, we always eat them. If you bring them, we'll eat them. There's cookies and brownies, and Miss Eloise Wooten brought a bunch of stuff yesterday. Miss Wheeler brings a lot of stuff.
That's so sweet.
A&B, Bugs in them at A&B, Oil and Lube, they sent a bunch of stuff. We always have snacks, and between me and the captain, we try to make sure that they don't go to waste. So.
Hey, God bless you. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, absolutely.
Houston County News, a weekly podcast program broadcast each Sunday by the Messenger newspaper. The program is a mix of news and interviews with highlights on our local schools, government, community leaders, and local events. The show promotes Houston County and tourism. We have now received hot tax funding from the county to support the show, and a unanimous vote by the county commissioners. Available each week for free on the Messenger website, Facebook, and YouTube. Houston County News draws between 25 and 50% of residents of Houston County and is growing to areas beyond. We're proud to speak each week with elected and government leaders, local pastors, and always with our local students front and center as contributors. Hosted by Messenger reporter Greg Ritchie, Houston County News is the first and only video news program in our area, and an amazing place to attract new customers and support the community by sponsoring the show. There are many ways to advertise with us, from a fully produced video commercial, a simple version of your business and promotions, and sponsorship of sections or live mentions. Let us help you grow your business and be part of this growing and exciting new platform, Houston County News, where Houston County comes together.
You know, Kendall, before we go, New Year's coming up. Are you a New Year resolution type person?
I try to be I try to have I know people do the word, what's their word that they try to live up to. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't. What is this? I haven't heard of
Okay,
this.
so I have a ton of friends, and they always say they do their word, and so you can choose whatever word you want to try to describe you for that year.
See.
And so you try to not necessarily live up to it, but act on it. So if, let's say, you want to be a peacemaker, let's say my word, I want to be a peacemaker. I try to have peace and keep everything calm and just overall relaxed for that year or something like that.
And if you see other people, you might say, "Hey, listen,
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. A word. Wow, that's a good one. Disappointing. No, I don't know. I'd actually have to think about that. I mean, just off the top of my head, I want to say something like trustworthy or loyal or dependable or something like that.
That's exactly what it is.
Now, are you allowed to tell us your word if you've come up with it yet?
I have not come up with it yet,
Still
but
working on it.
I will tell you when I do think of it.
Yeah. Now, as far as New Year's resolutions, do you go next year? I'm gonna hit the treadmill every Thursday at 9, or any silly things like that?
Well, actually, I do have one. This was last year's. This is kind of a goofy one, but it was kind of revolves around that realm. Was I wanted to be able to do at least 15 pull-ups, and
That's not easy.
no, it was very hard. And so I was that was my goal for that year, is to try to get up to 15 pull-ups. And I got up to 13 one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost there. And then I hit 15 one time, and that was good enough.
That was
for
it.
me. That was good enough for me.
I was in the 350 club in high school, and basically you had to bench press 350 pounds.
Oh my
once.
gosh.
And so as long as you could do it once, you were in. And I just thought, even if this kills me, all the big tough other football guys had the T-shirt. The T-shirt. Even if I blow out my insides, I'm getting that T-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
No, I guess my only New Year resolution is as you get older, your New Year's resolutions tends to be, let me make it another new year. Honestly, but no, my wish for everybody watching and everybody is, I hope things just get better.
Yep.
And not to get political in that sense or anything, but as the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars, and we certainly have that. And I hope America can stay safe and kind of isolated. Mm-hmm. I don't really care who rules, Mongolia or whatever. Any place I can't find on a map, I don't tend to care that much about. And I hate to see our young people get sent to these crazy places, and people are kind of struggling. Mm-hmm. The economy's not great. And I was just this morning talked with a couple local business owners right here in downtown Crockett, and things are a little tough. So I pray for prosperity for everybody. And that doesn't mean we all get, new fancy Lamborghinis. That means...
Dang it.
Yeah. Give those keys back. It means, you got a roof over your head and a warm house in wintertime and a full belly, and you go, okay.
Got to be grateful for the small things.
I've never seen a hearse with a U-Haul.
What?
Yeah, and you have to picture that. A hearse that carries a coffin
Yeah.
with like a U-Haul behind. In other words, you can't take any of this with you. You take nothing with you. A wise old man I met in a little town near Mexico City, it's a true story, once told me, he says, young man, he said, life is like a supermarket. You got to pay for everything on the way out. And I thought, that is such a silly thing to say, but if you think about it.
There is so much truth to that.
Yeah, and so I'm always thinking about that supermarket bill whenever I get ready to sin. I go, and
oh goodness.
And just spend another year, I guess, working on getting to heaven and doing right by people. But we certainly wish all of y'all a happy new year, obviously. And we thank you for watching, and we hope to continue this into the new year.
Yes.
So another year, and until the next one, we love you. God bless you, and we'll see you then.